You want to fight, scratch, claw, and beg to get around other people that are doing it. When you're saying, I'll do it later, start now. Start small. Start getting educated. When you look for deals in the wrong places, it kind of kills you. Welcome, everybody, to Agent Investor. I'm your host, Tom Caffarella. It is February 2025, and we are back at it again with the same premise. We want to help real estate agents get off that real estate roller coaster. We want to make sure that agents have guaranteed monthly income coming in each and every month. We want to teach agents how to fix and flip properties for big chunks of income. Those big chunks of income can then be used for down payments on long-term assets. It's what we call the agent investor model. The agent investor model is where you sell real estate for a living. You continue to sell real estate for a living. You find fix and flip opportunities that you either fix and flip yourself or you partner with our team on that will generate big chunks of income for you to then invest in long-term passive assets to become financially free. For those of you who don't know about our partner program, if any agent, if you are listening to this and you ever come across a deal, property that needs some work, or just a seller who wants to sell in an easy way, our team will put up all the money, we'll do the construction, and we will split the profits 50-50. If you'd like to learn more about partnering with us, all that you need to do is jump on my next call by going to www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. And today I want to talk about, I have been thinking about this for a while. How many agents, the vast majority of agents, they want to become investors, but yet only a small percentage of all agents actually do end up investing, even when many say that they want to. So what are the reasons? What are the reasons why, if somebody says that they want to invest in real estate, they want to get off the real estate roller coaster, why is it that most don't? Today, I'm going to talk about the top 10 reasons why most agents, those who have already decided, hey, I'm raising my hand, I want to become an investor, why aren't most of those people investors? And I've come up with the 10 top reasons that I would like all of you to try your best to avoid. These are all very avoidable things. But they all are things. These are the top 10 reasons why agents don't become investors. All right. So I want to go through them one by one. Number one reason why most people who say they want to invest, why most agents say they want to invest never do, is because they're around the wrong peer group. I remember when I started, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was actually in 2003. Got all amped up, got excited, wanted to invest in real estate, and then never did anything for 6 years. Like, it took me 6 years to do my first investing deal. What sparked me to do my first investing deal? Well, it was that I got a mentor, and I was around other people that actually invest in real estate. For those of you who don't know my story, I joined a franchise, and there were probably about 10 people in the greater Boston area in that franchise way back in the day, way back in 2007, 2008. And it was shortly after the end of 2008, beginning of 2009 that I did my first deal. If you are surrounded by a peer group who either discourages you from investing, doesn't believe it will happen, tries to get you to do other things, it's going to be really, really tough, especially if you've never done a deal yet. If you've never done a deal yet, and I can tell you from experience, there's a part of your brain that believes maybe you can't invest. Maybe you personally can't do it, or maybe it can't be done at all. There is some doubt in your head. That doubt gets removed when you are around other people. So you want to fight, scratch, claw, and beg to get around other people that are doing it. It's one of the reasons why I've got an inner circle program. For those of you who are interested in learning more about that, again, go to www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. Real estate investing isn't complicated, but It is much easier to do when you're surrounded by other people that are doing it. They say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of friends or family or anything like that, but find other people, um, ideally that are in your own market, that are doing what you want to do, and find ways to get around them. All right, the second thing that prevents a lot of would-be investors from investing is the phrase, I'll do it later. I don't have time. I'll just do it later. And that kills more people's dreams and hopes than you would realize, because later typically never comes. Now, in that kind of phrase, like the saying that I'll do it later, inherent in it is the thought that it is going to take a massive amount of time, effort, and energy to invest in real estate. You're saying, I don't have the time in general because you believe that it's going to take 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 hours a week. I talked about this in the last podcast episode. It is not really all that relevant how much time you're putting in every day, but you want to put in a little bit of time every day. If you start, even by just coming to our events, listening to our podcast, jumping on calls, getting around other investors, and you putting a little bit of effort every day, that will start to compound. So again, when you're saying, I'll do it later, start now, start small, start getting educated, do little things, and that will add up. All right, number 3, things that prevent people from becoming investors. The third thing is being closed-minded. I can't tell you how many people I talk to on a weekly basis that aren't even willing to listen to what we have to say. They're closed off. They're blocked off. Even like when I talk to agents about our partner program, a lot of times I'll hear them say, "Oh, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?" And they just kind of like put up a wall. When it comes to investing in real estate, the stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis to us is routine. But if you've never invested before and you don't know how to invest, some of the stuff is going to be unique. It's going to be new to you. So you've got to come into it with an open mind, a willingness to listen, a willingness to learn, and a willingness to do things that you haven't done before. If you come into it closed-minded or closed off, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're going to run into trouble. The fourth thing that prevents people from investing, and maybe if I'm ranking them, this might be the number one reason why most people don't invest, is that they think that you need a bunch of money in order to do it. It's the most common real estate investing myth that's out there. It's the most common myth because if you really think about it, if you don't know how to invest, you've never invested before, it would make logical sense. How can I invest in real estate if I don't have any money? It almost sounds scammy, right? Like somebody that tells you, like, I'm going to tell you now, you don't need money to invest in real estate. Well, how? Like, that doesn't make sense. There's got to be some catch to that. Well, there actually is a catch to that. And the catch to that is that while you don't need any money to invest in real estate, you do need to have a deal, right? You've got to have something to bring to the table to invest in real estate. Most of you who know about our partnership program or who have done a partner deal with us know that this is a fact. If you, as an agent or a lender or an insurance person or just a W-2 employee, come across property that needs work, that can be fixed and flipped, if you bring it to me, I'm going to put up all the money, we're going to do the construction, and then we're going to sell the property and split the profits with you 50-50. So again, let's go back to that phrase. You need money to invest in real estate, the limiting belief. Under our partnership program, you obviously don't need that. Again, to learn more about our partner program, go to www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. And it's not just flips that we've partnered on people with. The last 2 bigger deals that we've done that are going to be long-term buy and holds also have partners on them. So When somebody tells me I can't invest in real estate because I don't have money, I'll say to them, "Hey, what great deal do you have right now?" And I'm often met with a blank stare because guess what? They don't have one. So for most people, when they say, I don't have money, I can't invest in real estate, I say back to them, you don't have a deal. And therefore, that's why you can't invest in real estate. All right, number five. Number five reasons. Number five thing that prevents a lot of agents from ever investing in real estate, and that is to not put focus on it and to continue to do the same things over and over again. I mentioned this not too long ago. Even just putting in 30 minutes a day to start will be enough to get the ball rolling. That's what you want to do. What happens most frequently is that, and it's not just agents that do this, it's just regular people. Um, they think about like making this big change and then it's going to take this big effort and it's going to be this big rush of energy. And what ends up happening in a lot of cases is that they just get back into their old routine of dealing with regular buyers and regular sellers, and they don't put any focus on becoming an investor, right? Like I mentioned, all that you need to do is a little bit each and every day to get the ball rolling, to get it started, and you will start to have some success. But you've got to make the commitment. And to me, the commitment starts with the why and why you're doing it. Like, yeah, you invest in real estate, you can build your net worth, etc. But why are you really doing it? Like, you've got to really have that burning desire for change. And to me, again, I'm a broker owner. I have over 400 agents in my brokerage, and I know what agents deal with on a day-to-day basis. I was also an agent when I started. So to me, the why is like once you invest in real estate and once you get the ball rolling, now you've got guaranteed monthly income coming in each and every month. On January 1st of every year, like even if you have a bad year, you're going to be able to survive. You're not going to have to go back to that W-2 job or get a W-2 job. You've got financial freedom. You don't have to deal with bad clients anymore. You can take the clients that work for you. You don't have to work in faraway locations anymore. You don't always have to work nights and weekends anymore. So that's the why. And the why is that the change that's going to happen for you personally and for your family in order to do it. So if you know what investing can do for you and you're thinking that you want to do it, well, now you've got to make the commitment to having it be a focus, right? And I'm going to talk in a few minutes about what that actually means. All right, number 6, things that prevent people from investing in real estate. I hear this all the time. And number 6 is listening to the wrong mentor. Okay. So many of us have mentors in some way, whether they're actually, defined as our mentor or not, whether it be our broker, whether it be an agent in our office that we look up to, whether it be a coach, whether it be somebody else. And I hear this so often. I'll be talking to an agent and I'll be giving them some strategies and they'll get excited and they'll want to do it. And then they'll say to me something like, okay, I just need to talk to my broker about this. I'm like, wait, what do you mean you need to talk to your broker about this? You need to talk to your broker about investing in real estate? Does your broker invest in real estate? And that applies to anybody who's in that kind of like mentorship role. It could be your team leader. It could just be a coach. Could be anybody. They say, oh, well, that all sounds good. And I trust in your experience, but I've got to talk to this other person to explain what you just explained to me, to them, to see if it makes sense. And this is a weird one because in a way, you would think, well, yeah, you bounce an idea off another mentor or a coach or your broker. And yeah, of course, they're going to give you good advice. But what I found more often than not is that person tends to not really understand investing. And then they therefore give that other person bad advice. They don't understand it, but yet they'll speak to it. So you got to be really, really careful about whose advice you follow. I mean, it's not that complicated. You want to make sure that the advice that you're following is from somebody who you actually want to have your business be like, right? If you ask your broker about investing in real estate and they're not an investor, they're probably not going to be the right person, right? Just like if somebody asked me, about fashion, I probably wouldn't give an opinion on it because I don't really know that much about it. But this is one that you'd be surprised how often this gets in the way. All right, number seven reason why. Even those who want to be investors oftentimes don't become investors. So once you know that, you need to find deals. We talk about this all the time. You got to be on the hunt for real estate deals. One of the most common reasons why people don't invest in real estate is because they're looking for deals in the wrong places. And I talk about this on my partnership call. Again, if you haven't jumped on my call yet, you want to learn how to find more deals, make sure you register at partnerwithagенtinvestor.com. All right, so what does it mean to look for deals in the wrong places? Let me give you some examples of some of those places. Number one, the multiple listing service. Number two, in Facebook groups. Number three, other wholesalers or people that are trying to flip contracts. Number four, anywhere else online like Craigslist. Number five, driving for dollars. So those are all examples of places that I would not recommend looking for deals. If you guys want to know where I would recommend looking for deals, make sure, again, you jump on the call at www.partnerwithagенtinvestor.com. All right. So, and within that, the looking for deals in the wrong places, what tends to happen is that somebody gets excited. They decide that they want to invest in real estate. They decide maybe they want to partner with us, or they decide that they want to invest in real estate. They know that they need to find deals. And then they just start looking in all the wrong places. They start wasting their time, right? They start spinning their wheels. They start wasting their time. And what ends up happening with that is that they then spend a fair amount of time doing the wrong things. Now, what happens is, obviously, we only have so many hours in the day, and we only have so much of an effort that we're willing to give before we quit. And this is the number one thing that I feel when you look for deals in the wrong places, it kind of kills you. Because, well, what if you're skeptical that any of this is going to work in the first place? And then you start to look for deals in all the wrong places. And then because of that, you don't find a deal. And then you're 6, 7, 8 months later, you're like, geez, I don't have anything. This doesn't work. I wish I didn't spend my time doing this. I would have made way more money if I just worked at McDonald's for the last 6 months. That's not what you want to do. It's also all the more reason why you want to make sure you have a good mentor that knows what they're talking about, that can help you do what you want to do. All right, number 8 reason why agents who want to invest in real estate never do, right? The vast majority never do. Reason number 8, they're changing strategies all the time and they're listening to different voices all the time. I'm going to say kind of like an unfortunate thing in this business, and it's really unfortunate. But in a lot of cases, the webinars that you go on, the training videos that you listen to, the people that you see at a conference are selling you something. They're selling you a list. They're selling you a product. They're selling you a CRM. They're selling you a coaching service. It's just part of the business. Not all of those people are bad people. Not all of those things are bad. But what I commonly hear, I'll have people that will jump on a call with me. We'll explain to them our investing philosophy that works. We'll show them how it works. We'll connect them with people who are doing it in our market. And then a couple months later, they'll start talking to me about a different way of investing or a different strategy that I know doesn't work. And I know I didn't teach them that. And I have an inkling of who might have. And then when it comes down to it, now they're listening to somebody else and they're changing strategies. Now, the underlying reason why this happens, the changing of strategy, is generally because, especially if you meet me first or listen to me first, I'm going to teach you the tried and true ways of how to do this that are going to work, but aren't going to be like a magic pill, aren't going to be super easy, aren't going to be automatic. What ends up happening is that if somebody doesn't put their full effort and energy into it, and they're not getting results because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and then they hear another webinar about how easy another strategy is that probably doesn't really work, but you could buy a program to learn how to do it, it becomes really easy to then switch gears. So the best analogy that I can give that everybody will understand, and it's really relevant to investing, is, if you want to get in shape, right? You want to be in good physical shape. We all know you need to eat healthy, right? Not a fad diet. You need to eat healthy. You need to eat, high protein. You need to eat limited carbs. You need to go to the gym a few times a week. And there's no real shortcuts to that, right? But then you hear an infomercial about 5-minute ads or some fad diet, and it sounds like way easier, right? And then you want to switch to that because we all do, right? As a human, we want to expend the least amount of effort and energy to get the result we want. That's natural. That's actually a good thing. But what happens with investing, with health, whatever, is that there's always somebody out there that's willing to tell us, hey, you don't need to do it the hard way. Here's an easy way. And oh, by the way, the easy way, let me charge you $1,000 to tell you what the easy way is. So if you're constantly changing strategies all the time, and many people who follow me know I kind of go off on certain investing strategies like subject to and other things that I just don't really love. If you're constantly changing strategies, you're never going to have results in this business. All right, number nine reason why there's a lot of people who don't have success as real estate investors, even though they want to invest in real estate. Number 9 reason is that they don't get educated. Okay. This is a really, really important one. Getting educated, there's a phrase, the more you learn, the more you earn. There's a reason why I record a podcast. There's a reason why I do in-person events. There's a reason why I have my weekly training call that you can register for at www.partnerwithagенtinvestor.com. You need to get a certain educational base in order to learn and execute real estate the right way, especially investing. Now, many of us who are agents understand this from the agent perspective. Most of us will pay to get training, or we'll read real estate sales books, or we'll go to training classes in our office. And a lot of us will do that on a routine basis and get it. But when it comes to investing, far too often, many people go to one seminar or they listen to one podcast and then that's kind of it. My suggestion, the easiest way to do this, you guys are already listening to me on the podcast, but my suggestion is if you don't have a lot of time, effort, and energy, become a massive podcast listener, right? That's the easiest way you can do it. There's nobody who can't tell me that they don't have a couple hours a week to listen to a podcast. The reason being is that we're all in our cars. We all have to clean our houses. We all have to do errands. We have to go shopping. Put a podcast on in your car, put it in your headset, like when you're walking around, and get educated that way, right? Make a commitment to getting educated. In fact, for most people that want to invest in real estate, my number one thing that I recommend doing is just to listen to a ton of our Agent Investor podcasts. They're completely free. Go back in time, listen to as many of them as possible. And you don't need to do really anything else. We talked about in the beginning, you don't need to make this massive change in your life. You just need to make small incremental changes. And listening to a half an hour of a podcast a day for a month will be enough to kind of get you started. All right. And the last reason, number 10, why I believe that many people, unfortunately, many people, too many people that want to invest in real estate don't. The 10th reason is that many agents believe that it's a drastically different business. They believe that the two businesses do not overlap. And the number one thing that I teach and preach, the reason I call it agent investor combined, right? The two words are combined, agent investor. It's not agent, on the left and far right, it's investor, it's agent investor. Is that they're really the same business if you follow the agent investor model, and should not take you any more time, right? So this is the agent investor model. And this is why it's not a different business. If you want to build wealth as an agent, guess what? This is what you do. You follow the agent investor model. Step number one, keep selling real estate for a living, but focus your time, effort, and energy on generating seller opportunities. Okay. 20% of all sellers are going to want a cash offer, which means that if you get an appointment, you get one appointment, even if you get one appointment a month, you're going to get 2 fix and flip deals a year. The average fix and flip deal that we do profit is 80 grand. Divide that by 2. That means that your share, if you partner with us, is $40,000. If you make $80,000 a year by partnering with us, then you take that 80 grand and you invest into a passive asset. That $80,000 is going to return you $500, $600, $700 a month for life. So you do that for a few years. Now you've got $2,000, $3,000 a month passively. You own those assets, the rents go up, that $2,000 to $3,000 turns into $4,000 or $5,000. Now all of a sudden you've got a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year salary just for following the agent investor model. Again, reason number 10, agents think investing is a drastically different business. No, you follow the agent investor model, you focus on generating seller opportunities. Some of those are going to turn into listings. 80% are going to turn into listings. 20% are going to turn into flips. You do those deals, you get big chunks of income, you invest passively. So that's why I said you don't really need to do anything outside of what you're already doing. Focus on sellers. It's what you need to be doing anyways. You already know this, right? Nobody who's listening to this believes that your focus should be on buyers, right? You know it should be on sellers, so do it. And if you don't know how to focus on sellers, if you're not getting a seller appointment every single week, make sure that you jump on our call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. I've actually got a seller team where we generate one seller appointment a week to agents. Think about that. We are giving away one seller appointment a week to people who are on our seller team. You can learn more about our seller team by going to www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. So those are 10 reasons why so often I see agents who want to invest in real estate not invest in real estate. And again, guys, like what's on the line here? What's on the line here is your future. Most agents never retire, right? When you walk around, look around your office, you're going to see agents that are, have been doing it forever, but they're still selling real estate. Why? Because they never plan for their retirement, because the typical traditional real estate business does not give you a retirement plan. They have never invested in real estate. Most of them don't even know what it means. And it's a shame because agents have all of the tools necessary to invest in real estate. You don't need to do anything drastically different. And think about how your life would change, right? What if you woke up, let's say you have no passive income right now. Let's say you woke up on January 1st, 2028 with $5,000 a month of passive income. How would that change your life? How would it change the life of your family? There's just so much at stake here. So I hope that you all listen to this. I hope that you all jump on a call with me at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. I'm happy to help anybody in any way achieve financial freedom, something I'm very passionate about. And of course, you partner with us, that helps me too. So it's truly a win-win. www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. We'll be back again next week with another episode. And I'll talk to you guys all soon. Thank you.